Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I've been feeling so tired lately and just not, I wouldn't say lazy, but just I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and I have too many things to handle basically, as a single mom, and it hasn't been easy, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been very difficult. There are just too many things on my plate, so I'm trying to handle all of that. And yeah, including, the studying for the hypnotherapy diploma. That took a good chunk of my time too. And of course, raising my child, raising my son, right? So I have to spend, or I want to spend time with him, and so we go to all these different things sometimes. Well, not all the time, but sometimes. And actually, I wanted to show you guys something, okay? I want to show you something. It's actually something that we did in the art class, guys, okay? So we went to this art shop or arts and crafts shop, and he made this with Play-Doh or clay, I don't know. Yeah, Play-Doh, I guess. So it's a squirrel. It was supposed to be an orange squirrel, but my kid had decided to make it very colorful. And it's funny because the rest of the class followed too, and all the kids had colorful squirrels. So, anyways, I think it's extremely beautiful. And let's see, what else? Oh yeah, and this too. Although, of course, he's not even 5 yet, right? But this is like his first writing to me, so he wrote, "I love you," and it's just so cute. And I don't know, I really like it. I'm gonna keep it. Hopefully, I will keep it because I love things like this, just like things that come from the heart, and I don't know, hopefully, I've been moving around so much, like over the years, right, that I don't have any of the stuff like that. I love stuff like this, right, so like the things that come from the heart, right, and like letters, right, and just things that are made with hands, and especially from my child, but I moved around so much over the years that I never like really kept any of that stuff, unfortunately. Although I do have some stuff still from the past, things that I managed to keep somehow. But like I said, I just moved around, moved countries, moved states. That like I've been kind of like a nomad or a gypsy. So. This is probably this place where we're at right now. It's probably, we've been here for like, this is the longest I think that I've been in one single place for in a while. Except for maybe like my house, the one that we grew up in high school. Okay, so yeah, it's very interesting. It's good. But yeah, guys, I've been very busy, and I'm doing homeschooling too, so my kiddo doesn't go to a kindergarten. And so yeah, everything is basically falling on my shoulders, so I have to take, you know, take the load basically, but at the same time, I'm also realizing something, it has to do with trust too, and I'm only learning to trust now, and so asking for help also isn't easy for me, and so I've been learning to do that too, but of course, when it comes to that, I want to find someone good, I want to find someone good that can help, like if it's a babysitter, right, then I want to make sure it's a good one, and it's someone that that's, I don't know, someone that's a good person with a good heart, right? And someone that I know will take care of my child well, And so yeah, I don't just want to get just anyone, right? But anyways, guys, I hope you're all doing good, doing well. I wanted to discuss. I wanted to discuss narcissists, okay, and how narcissists actually look for people that have a history of trauma. Okay, so they actually prefer this, okay, so, and because they're predators, they can almost sense this within you, okay? They can spot a victim of past trauma, okay? Like a wolf can spot a rabbit, okay? So it's very easy for them. They can identify victims of past trauma pretty easily, okay? And they tend to go for people that were traumatized in the past, right? Because it's easier for them. These types of people, right, they have been preconditioned to accept and tolerate abuse, okay? And so because they're abusive, right, they're going to, they want someone like that, okay? They don't want someone to have any boundaries, okay? And they have no shame, guys. They have no shame. So if you're mentally ill and you have something that the narcissist wants, then they don't care about your mental illness, okay? They don't care about your disability. They don't care about that. In fact, if you have something that they want and you are mentally disabled in one way or another, they're going to go after you. And they have no shame about that, okay? And so that's just terrible, I think it's disgusting. But that's how terrible they are, okay? It speaks volumes about them. And so, yeah, guys, the things that they're going to look for, okay, is that they're going to look for someone that makes excuses for bad behavior, okay? So victims of trauma tend to make excuses for bad behavior, okay? And of course, that's their coping mechanism, right? They learned to implement certain, defense mechanisms, right? In order to cope with that abuse over the years, okay? And so that's one of them, okay, is dismissing bad behavior. So if you are in a situation where someone is not treating you right, well, first of all, right, learn what proper treatment is, right? At some point I had I had a girlfriend, right, a very good friend of mine, right? She came into my life and she had good relationships, right? And so she would tell me, like, wait a minute, this is not acceptable. And this is acceptable. This isn't acceptable, right? So she was kind of like my role model, right? She would tell me, like, this behavior is not okay. This behavior is good. That's the way you should be treated, right? So, and she was in a relationship for many years, so she was in a good, healthy relationship with that person, with that guy. And so, and they were happy, so I trusted her, and I took her advice, and so she, first of all, if you were a trauma or an abuse survivor, then you probably don't know what bad behavior is, so learn what good behaviors are, and, accept nothing less, accept nothing less than good behavior, okay? And call bad behavior out, and if it continues, right, then just walk away. Don't deal with people that drain you or put you down or treat you poorly. You deserve much more than that, so there's that, right? Another one is, they're going to they learn to minimize the pain, right, that they're feeling by possibly numbing it down, and emotionally disconnecting too. Okay, so that's another one, okay? And so yeah, guys, there are many ways that, that you learn to kind of deal with abusive behavior, right? And also, oh, another one, right? I just remember that is you learn to make excuses too. Okay, so you learn to make excuses for bad behavior and blaming yourself. Okay, you learn to make excuses for another person, right? For another person's behavior, poor behavior. And you learn to blame yourself, to pick yourself apart, right? And guys, that's not self-love, okay? You don't want to do that, okay? You don't want to always blame yourself, because there's a fine line between taking accountability for your actions and taking on other people's burdens and other people's projections and other people's shit, basically, right? So, and I hate to curse, right? Because once again, it's bad energy, right? But yeah, don't learn to distinguish what's a projection, and learn to really know yourself, right? Get to know yourself so these projections don't work on you anymore. You really you really need to know yourself very well in order to see these projections for what they are. This way you can actually say, well, excuse me, this is not me. Like, you can take this and here, have it back, I was speaking, like, I thought it was a friend, right? I had a friend of mine, right? And I was getting to know her, right? And as I was getting to know her, I began to, and it was just over the phone, right? And as I was getting to know her over the phone, I noticed all these different red flags, and a lot of our viewpoints didn't align, morals, values didn't align. So over time, and also she was doing a lot of projecting, So, for example, she was scared of something, right? There's something happened to her in the past, right? And so she would just apply this to all of my situations too. And I would tell her, listen, just because it happened to you, doesn't mean that this applies in my situation. Something similar, something along those lines, right? But yeah, and every time she would project, I would call her out on it, Of course, she probably didn't like it, but also it kind of maybe made her reflect, right? Yeah, guys, so just, I would say that if you want to protect yourself from predators, right, is you want to keep good boundaries. You want to know yourself, okay, and recognize the fact that it's not your responsibility to take on other people's, crap, right? They have to deal with it themselves. They have to go within and fix that themselves. They have to heal, right? It's not your responsibility, okay, to really make anyone happy, it's their responsibility, right? And it's not your responsibility to deal with other people's bad emotions, it's their responsibility, So yeah, just remember that, okay? And once again, what will ultimately protect you from predators is also seeing the truth. If you are in a state of desperation when it comes to predators, right? Desperate to have a relationship, desperate to have a job, desperate to get out of a certain situation, you have to be extremely vigilant at that time. When you're in that state, try to take a break, to take a time out and go within, okay? And get back into a state of flow and fearlessness and feeling calm and collected and knowing that, right now in this present moment, nothing bad is happening, okay? So don't allow your fear to take over about the future, right? and just do what you can. Take the baby steps to do what you can in the moment, okay? And everything else will fall into place, okay? So don't allow yourself to get into a state of desperation where, yes, you just take on or get with or take whatever comes your way, okay? Because that's a big mistake. That's when predators also come in. It's like they can sense this, you know? It's crazy, but it's also a spiritual battle, right? And so I think that relates to spiritual warfare, right? They know. They know when you're in a bad state. They can feel it, they can sense it, and they will jump in and try to take advantage of that, so don't allow them to do that, okay? And if you are mentally ill, if you are suffering from, various mental disorders, right, then it's never too late to heal. Watch some of my videos to heal. This is a channel for healing. It's all about healing. I help you guys. I give you guys the tools to heal, and I talk about things that can help you heal, okay? So so just because you have mental illness doesn't mean that you cannot heal from that, okay? You can, okay? And be careful out there, be careful with people. Get to know them, and get to know yourself, especially get to know yourself. Learn to develop boundaries. Learn to be on your own too, learn to be your own best friend. Whenever you're relying on external validation, and when you care too much about what other people think of you, then you're always going to be vulnerable too, okay? So, learn to validate yourself. Learn to be your own best friend. Everything has to be developed internally first, so like if you want to be rich, right, you have to feel rich first. By the way, feeling rich also, right, it doesn't relate to this topic, right, but if you want to feel wealthy, you have to have the wealthy energy first. If you want to attract wealth, okay, you have to feel wealthy, and to feel wealthy you have to learn to develop gratitude for everything, so you can feel extremely wealthy with like $500 in your pocket, it's not about money. Feeling wealthy is about, just appreciating what you have, the internal qualities, it's also about, just recognizing what you have in your life, what you already have, and that always makes you feel wealthy too, okay? So gratitude. Practice gratitude every day, okay? And you will attract anything that you want into your life. But anyways, this doesn't relate to this video topic. I got off tangent again. I'm going to take a little sip of this. This time, this is green tea with ginger and lemon. So good. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I will end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Feel free to check out my beautiful book on healing. I give you the tools that you need in order to heal if you are in need of healing, okay? Check out my fitness courses, okay? And I'm going to be... also, if you would like a hypnotherapy session, please feel free to email me, okay? I would love to help you guys out, okay? In terms of that, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.